God's voice often comes in quiet moments, not thunder from a mountain. In the silent Sinai desert, God spoke directly to Moses in the tent of meeting. The message was clear. Take a census of the Israelites. This wasn't just about numbers, it was about identity and purpose. Every man 20 years and older was to be counted, those able to serve in Israel's army. God was transforming a group of former slaves into an organized nation. Each person mattered. Each had a role in God's unfolding story. The census was a call to unity and readiness for the journey ahead. Moses and Aaron were tasked to lead this count, marking a new chapter for Israel. No longer just survivors, they were becoming a people with structure and destiny. God's command was an invitation. I see you. I know your name. You belong. The census was the first step in shaping Israel's future. It was a moment of transformation, from scattered individuals to a unified people. God was preparing them for challenges and victories to come. In the desert, every name counted. Every life had meaning. This was the beginning of Israel's story as a nation under God's guidance. God never expects us to carry out big tasks alone. Moses and Aaron were given helpers, one leader from each of the 12 tribes. These men were respected heads of their clans, chosen for wisdom and trust. Their names are recorded as a mark of honor and responsibility. Each leader represented their tribe, bridging God's command and the people. Together, they organized the census by families and clans. These leaders knew their people, making the task possible. God used existing relationships and structures to accomplish his plan. The process was orderly, rooted in community and trust. On that day, Moses, Aaron, and the tribal leaders began the count. This teamwork showed God's wisdom. He works through people and families. The leaders' involvement ensured every tribe was seen and valued. Through them, God's plan moved forward with unity and purpose. With leaders in place, the census began tribe by tribe, family by family. The numbers told a story of God's faithfulness to Abraham's descendants as numerous as the stars. Reuben 46,500, Simeon 59,300, Gad 45,650, Judah 74,600. The largest, Issachar 54,400, Zebulun 57,400, Ephraim 40,500, Manasseh 32,200, Benjamin 35,400, Dan 62,700, Asher 41,500, Naphtali 53,400. Each number was a life, a story, a commitment to God's promise. The final total, 603,550 men ready for service. This was more than a head count. It was a declaration of strength and unity. Israel was no longer a wandering crowd, but a prepared and organized nation. The census revealed the power God had nurtured in the desert. Every tribe contributed to the whole, each essential to the nation's future. The army was ready not just to fight, but to fulfill God's promise. The census marked a turning point. Israel was prepared for the journey ahead. God's people stood counted, organized, and strong. One tribe was not counted among the soldiers, the Levites. God had a unique purpose for them. Service, not battle. The Levites were entrusted with the care of the tabernacle, God's dwelling among his people. They guarded the ark, the sacred objects, and the holy space. Their role was spiritual and practical, setting up, taking down, and protecting the tabernacle. Only Levites could approach. Anyone else risked death. The Levites camped around the tabernacle, forming a protective barrier. Their service maintained holiness and shielded the people from God's wrath. This was not a lesser calling, but a vital one at the heart of Israel's worship. The Levites were set apart as guardians of God's presence. Their obedience kept the nation connected to God. In the wilderness, their sacred duty was a reminder. God's presence was central. The census was more than organization, it was about obedience. The Israelites did exactly as God commanded Moses. Every tribe, every leader, every man responded in unity. This act required trust, discipline, and faith. Their obedience prepared them for the journey to the promised land. God's commands brought order, strength, and purpose. The people didn't argue or delay, they simply obeyed. This unity was foundational for the challenges ahead. Their faith was shown in action, not just words. The story ends with a nation in harmony with God's plan. Israel stood ready, counted, and committed. Their example calls us to respond to God with the same obedience. In every task, big or small, God's guidance leads us forward.